A very good evening. You're joining Prime TV News with me, Vibhuda Vijay Bandara. First, let's look at today's headlines. Foreign Minister has emphasized to the Human Rights Council that there is no need for a hybrid court. President has referred to the many measures taken to protect the forest. Minister Wajira claims that no amendments had been presented to the cabinet to purchase aircraft or vessels for the armed forces. New Zealand bans semi-automatic and assault rifles following the mass shooting. And now for the news in detail. Foreign Minister Tilak Marapan has emphasized that there are no allegations of war crimes proved in the 2015 report on Sri Lanka or any other official document. He laid this emphasis at the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. The Foreign Minister further emphasized that there is no need for a hybrid court.
Foreign Minister Tilak Marapan was responding to facts mentioned in the report of High Commissioner for Human Rights. The Foreign Minister said that there is no need for the establishment of Human Rights Office in Sri Lanka. What should be done was to encourage Sri Lanka and not representing proposals against it. During the end of 2018, the political incidents in the country displayed the strength of the local mechanisms. Sri Lanka has displayed the independence of judiciary, the bureaucracy and the security situations. He said it is the state that must pursue truth, justice, reparation and guarantees of non-recurrence. The minister pointed out that Sri Lanka committed to such a process in 2015 and has been taking concrete actions since to move forward on these pillars.
In referring to para 68C of the OHCHR report, which calls for legislation establishing a hybrid court, I wish to make it clear that our position on this matter is as follows. The government of Sri Lanka at the highest political levels has both publicly and in discussions with the present and former High Commissioners for Human Rights and other interlocutors explained the constitutional and legal challenges that preclude it from including non-citizens in a judicial process. It has explained that if non-citizen judges are to be appointed in such a process, it will not be possible without an amendment to the Constitution by 2/3 of the members of Parliament voting in favour and also the approval of the people at a referendum. Madam High Commissioner, at a time the world is confronted with increasing acts of terrorism and violent extremism, as I stated before this Council last year, the action by the Sri Lankan security forces during the conflict was against a group designated as a terrorist organization by many countries and not against any community. Further, it must be asserted that there are no proven allegations against individuals on war crimes or crimes against humanity in the OISL report of 2015 or in any subsequent official document. It is therefore an injustice to deprive any serving or retired officer of the Sri Lankan security forces or the police of their rights. These assertions remain in direct contradiction to independent assessments sent by Colombo-based foreign missions, UN agencies as well as other international organizations, including the ICRC. Some heavily redacted accounts of which have been presented not only in the House of Lords in the UK on October 2017, but also in writings by academics and journalists which is found in the public domain. Given this backdrop, while countries including the co-sponsors acknowledge these ground realities in conversations, these incongruities should be corrected in letter as well, and Sri Lanka should be encouraged and assisted in finding innovative and viable local mechanisms and processes which incorporates international best practices, particularly at a time, as recently demonstrated during the political developments in late 2018, our judicial, bureaucratic and defense institutions have demonstrated independence, resilience, robustness and resolve. It is only then that we will be able to bring closure to these events, which would enjoy the confidence of victims and society at large, as referred to in your report. On behalf of the government, I reiterate that Sri Lanka-based
President Maithripala Sirisena has said that the government has taken several initiatives to protect the forest network of the country. The president made this reference joining in the commemoration of the International Day of Forests in Polonnaruwa. The function to commemorate the International Day of Forests was held at the Dimbulagala Viheragala Mahavidyalaya in Polonnaruwa. The president, who arrived at the school to participate in the function, was accorded a very warm welcome. President Maithripala Sirisena participated in religious observances at the shrine room of the school. Thereafter, he vested the refurbished classrooms of the school in the students. The president, who planted a sapling in the school grounds and thereafter joined in the function to commemorate International Day of Forests. The president symbolically handed over library book sets for 7 schools in the area under the Pibidemu Polonnaruwa program. He also awarded education scholarships to students and also housing assistance for low-income families. The president handed over certificates appreciating the officers who carried out the raid with respect to the looting of jains in the Singharaja forest, and also on behalf of those who were killed and rendered disability while serving in the Forest Conservation Department. State Minister Ajit Mana Peruma and North Central Governor Sarat Ekanayaka were amongst those who joined the president in the occasion. Minister Wajir Abeyewardene has emphasized that no amendments had been presented to the Cabinet of Ministers in the last 4 years for the purchase of aircraft or ships for the armed forces. China has come forward to provide a vessel with all equipment for the Sri Lanka Navy. Minister Wajir Abeyewardene mentioned that the vessel given to Sri Lanka by the United States has already reached the Hawaii Naval Center. He pointed out that the 2 vessels ordered from India have been added to the final processing activities. The minister opined that there is no need for the country to purchase vessels when several countries have come forward to gift ships to Sri Lanka. Although a memorandum was submitted for the last cabinet meeting to purchase aircraft produced in Russia, the minister pointed out that there was a proposal from Sweden to purchase aircrafts at lower prices. Devotees are afforded an opportunity to pay obeisance to the sacred relics at several viharas countrywide in view of the Tripitaka Vandana week. Devotees in large numbers are visiting temples to pay homage to the sacred relics.
The exposition of the sacred relics at the historic Madirigiriya Vatadagaya sacred premises in view of the Tripitaka Abhivandana week commenced yesterday. The sacred relics brought from the Vaskadua Rajaguru Sri Subhuti Mahavihara is on display at this vihara. Devotees are afforded an opportunity to pay obeisance to the relics until this evening. Sacred relics are also on display at the Talava Sri Vimalarama Vihara in Ahaliyagoda. The sacred relics brought from the Colombo Maliga Kanda Mahabodhi Agrashravaka Vihara are also in display at this temple. The exposition of sacred relics is also taking place at the Hambantota Manik Raja Mahavihara in view of the Tripitaka Abhivandana week. The sacred hair relics brought to the island from the Chittagong Vihara in Bangladesh are on display at the Mahavapi Vihara in Ampara. Accordingly, this is a rare opportunity afforded to devotees to pay obeisance to the sacred relics at various locations on the same day. Meanwhile, to mark the Tripitaka Abhivandana week, a Pindusinga Pinkama with the participation of 60 Buddhist monks was held at the Kahtagas Digilia. It was jointly organized by the police, the divisional secretariat and the Pradeshya Sabha. In the meantime, a Buddha statue was brought for the new shrine room constructed for the Angulugaha Bandipita Junior School in Gaul on the sidelines of the Tripitaka Bhivandana week. The Buddha statue has been gifted from the personal funds of Nelson Veer Singha, a past pupil of the school.
Japan has come forward to support the program of collecting of garbage in the Jaffna area. Japan has expressed its willingness to further support the program mooted in Jaffna for the collection of management of garbage. It is being implemented by the Jaffna Municipal Council. Accordingly, Japan has decided to provide 4 waste collection trucks for the Jaffna Municipal Council. It will facilitate solid waste disposal and improve the hygienic environment. The grant contract was signed recently between Ambassador of Japan Akira Sugiyama and the Jaffna Municipal Councillor Mayor E. Arnold at the Ambassador's residence in Colombo. The addition of these 4 trucks to our fleet will improve the disposal of garbage in the Jaffna Municipal Council area. Lieutenant Commander Sampath Dayananda, who is in remand prison over the abduction and disappearance of 2 persons, has been further remanded until the 4th of next month. The remand order was issued by the Colombo Chief Magistrate.
The defendant has been taken into custody over the abduction of 2 individuals from the Vellavatta area in the year 2009. They were residents of Kotahena. Navy Intelligence Officer Lieutenant Commander Dhammika Amila Mapa, who was arrested with regard to the incident, has been enlarged on bail. The Colombo Fort Magistrate today rejected an appeal made by former chairman of Litro Gas Company, Shalila Munasinghe, to travel abroad. Shalila Munasinghe is accused of stealing over $2 million from a bank in Taiwan through a cyber attack. The request made by the attorney of the defendant to leave the country was rejected. The magistrate said that the request cannot be met as he is not a citizen of Sri Lanka.
Minister Ravi Karunanayake joined in a visit to inspect the Lakvijaya power plant in Norachole.
The supply of power had to be temporarily curtailed due to a technical fault in the second stage of Lakvijaya power plant in Norachole. Action was taken to rectify the situation. The minister paid a visit to examine the latest situation. The minister told the officers to show that the situation has been brought to normality. He said he arrived at the location to express his gratitude to everyone who supported in this task. It does not usually happen, but the situation hindered the entire country. He said that it is not an easy journey. The temperature in the country is very high at present. Power generation must be met to ensure the supply for the demand. He said that they need to appreciate the efforts in handling this situation and resolving it within 36 hours. The minister called on the people to only share correct information through the social media in order to prevent unnecessary panic among the people.
A meeting between Minister Thalatha Attukorala and Switzerland Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Hans-Peter Mack, took place at the Ministry of Justice and Prison Reforms. The meeting took the intention of further improving cooperation between the judicial networks of the 2 countries. The Swiss ambassador lauded the initiatives taken by the Sri Lankan government to ensure the protection of the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law. Minister Thalatha Attukorala appreciated the support given by the government of Switzerland for the development of judicial network, training and legal reforms. The Cabinet has given the nod for the appointment of an advisory council to expedite the drugs prevention program. In addition, there are more cabinet decisions. It is planned to set up a national authority for the implementation of the drugs prevention program for a country free from narcotics and rehabilitation of drug addicts. The Cabinet approved the appointment of an advisory council to expedite the national program for the prevention of drugs until these activities take place. The Cabinet has also approved the implementation of the proposed Enterprise Sri Lanka Long-Term Loan Facilities project as an initial step on the Mechanical Electronically Stimulated Economic Development Program. More projects are to be launched under this program. The government is planning to build 1,000 secure bridges at identified locations within the divisional secretariat divisions where there are secure transport facilities. These bridges have been designed by the Sri Lanka Engineering Research and Technology Institute. The Cabinet approved the proposal for this project to construct bridges from grants within the 2020-2022 budget framework. The government is planning to hold the State Vesak Festival this year on a grand scale. It is planned to be held on the 17th and 18th of May, centering Telwatte Totagamu Purana Raja Mahavihare at Hikaduwa in Galle. The Cabinet approved the holding of the State Vesak Festival and programs planned on the sidelines of the festival. The 155th Police Heroes Commemoration was held today. The main commemoration was held at the Mavanella under the patronage of Inspector General of Police Pujith Jayasundara.
Police Constable Sahan gave up his life when he attempted to apprehend a brigand by the name of Sardil and his accomplices in the year 1864. Accordingly, based on this incident, Police Heroes Day is being commemorated every year on March 21st. The Police Heroes commemoration was held near the monument established in Mavanella to commemorate Police Constable Sahan. Many senior police officers, including Inspector General of Police Pujith Jayasundara, joined in this event. A large crowd participated in the offering of floral tributes to the monument.
With that, we end local news. Now we move on to biz news.
Sri Lanka will build a 100-megawatt floating solar power plant on a reservoir as a joint venture between state agencies and Canada. The solar farm will be built on Madroy Reservoir in the Mahavali River Valley. State-run Ceylon Electricity Board, Mahavali Authority and the Sustainable Energy Authority expect to jointly build the solar farm with Canadian Solar Institute. The Cabinet of Ministers had given the nod for a proposal by Power Minister Ravi Karunanayake and the President Maithripala Sirisena to set up a negotiation committee to take the project forward.
The benchmark all-share price index lost 20.37 points close at 5,571.3, while the S&P Sri Lanka 20 index lost 11.04 points close at 2,741.31. The turnover was 844.32 million rupees, with 24.8 million shares changing hands in 2,488 trades. The market capitalization at the end of the day was 2,604.83 billion rupees. Top 5 gainers of the day were Blue Diamonds, Citrus was Kaduwa, E-Channeling, Labs Gas, Non-Voting and Softlogic Finance. While the top 5 losers were SNB Leasing, LLC Development Finance, Hapugastana Plantations, Renuka Holdings Non-Voting and Watawala Plantations. Today's foreign purchases were 670.47 million rupees and foreign sales were 668.76 million rupees. There was one crossing today and the crossing turnover was 27 million rupees.
With that, we end today's Prime TV News. Prime TV News will return tomorrow. And in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Have a pleasant day. Good night.